Hello. Welcome to episode 13. I'm Nick Nyman and this is Nick Knits. If you are new here, I'm so excited that you've come to join me. I did just do Vlogmas, but before that I had 12 episodes. This is a newer podcast. Here we talk about mostly knitting, but some other fiber arts as well. I did venture a little bit just the other day. It's still knitting related, but I'm so excited to show it to you guys. And then I'm gonna talk to you about some things I'm working on, some things I've finished, and some stuff that's coming up, plus a new book that I got and a little notebook. I've just got so much to share with you and I'm very excited. So let's start with what I'm wearing. This is the Skyline tee, which as you can see, I decided to do long sleeves on. I've talked about this on a previous episode when I finished it, but here it is, actually not quite in the wild, but it was in the wild today because I wore it to work. I do like to wear collared shirts a lot. This one I feel like would be fine next to skin. It's linen quill. I love the detail of the ribbing that goes all the way down the sleeve. But I liked it with this. It's kind of cropped. It's like this is like right at my hip bone, which, my jeans do come up to there. So I could easily wear it without the long shirt, but whatever. We'll see how I wear it in the future. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing. And then, where to start? I'm so excited. Let me grab this. So first, I want to talk about my Advent projects. One I did complete, and one I'm still working on. So let's talk about the one I'm still working on. Then I'll show you the completed one. And that way we'll be done with Advent for today. So if you were here for Vlogmas, you know that I was working on the Flash Forward blanket, which is a modularly knit blanket. It's got these little like parallelograms, right? And so you knit one of those at a time and just keep adding to it. Obsessed with this pattern. I just love it. I think it's awesome. So as I was working it up, I decided to do 2 parallelograms out of each color, and that was still leaving me with like 5 grams ish of my 20 gram minis. And I just couldn't stand to not use it all up. So what I decided to do, I did complete that portion of it. So let me just stand back here and see if you can see. I got that part all done. So that part's completed. What I decided to do is go back, and this is all stroll yarn, fingering weight held double. So I decided to go back and I picked up stitches, and I used, Laura Penrose has a Sweet Shop blanket, and in that you are doing triangles, and then you build on it another triangle to make little squares, right? So I made that either last year or the year before as my Advent blanket. So I essentially used that technique to pick up stitches and do short rows and fill in these triangles. So it's where each row ends, you're left with this. So it has like a chevron. Sorry, I had my mouth covered. If anyone needs to read my lips, sorry about that. And then it was great because as you work these short rows, you end up here. So then you can just pick up here. So I only had to add yarn in once, and I was able to go all the way across the whole blanket. Please excuse the dogs, they're playing. And get all the triangles done to square off the end of the blanket. Hey, no. Pheasant. Hey, she doesn't have to play right now. And the reason I did that is so that I could go back and add in the rest of my minis. So I just held them. I went ahead and marled them because I also had leftover of the undyed. So I just started marling them. So I split it up. I used half of them here, and I've completed this side. So this is one end. Let me hold it up again. So you can see you've got your parallelograms and then your triangles and then this marled section, right? And then this same thing will be repeated down on this end. So I'll pick up and do triangles and then do this marl. And then I'm going to end. So I did half the colors here. The other half of the colors will be on the other side. And then I'm going to end with this gray being marled. And then I'm going to use this gray, because I have a bunch of it left, to do an I-cord border around the entire thing. So the only thing that I still have to figure out is on this end, where you pick up to start doing the triangles, the side was already straight, right? Well, when I go to do that on this end, the side is like a half triangle. So here's where your side is. So essentially I need to fill in just this half before I can do the full triangles. Does that make sense? So I've got to figure this part out. I'm sure I can do it. I have to use my brain a little bit. And I just finished the other end like last night, and I just was not about to try to figure that out because I was tired. So I've got to figure that section out, and then I'm running, you know, because then it's autopilot. I can do the rest without thinking much and get this completed. So that's where my blanket's at. Very good progress. It shouldn't take me, once I figure that one little tiny section out. So if you have any suggestions, feel free, especially if you've done the comfort. Sorry. It's kind of like I've done 3 blankets here, because that marled section is just like the cozy comfort throw, which I did the year before I did the Sweet Shop blanket. So it's kind of like I took the flash forward, the Sweet Shop to do those triangles, and then the cozy comfort. I mushed all 3 of those together into this blanket. But I think in the end, it's going to now be a size I like. It's going to utilize almost all the yarn that I bought for this project, and it's going to be really cozy. So I'm really excited about it. Let me just throw these needles back in here so that I don't question what needles I need when it's time. Okay, my other Advent project I was working on. So if you were here for Advent, you know this project changed a couple times. I started out doing a color work motif. About day 2, I was like, I don't even like color work socks. I love how they look. I don't like making them, and I've yet to make a pair that actually fit me. So I changed course and I started doing stripes using the same colors I was using in the color work. Well, then it got into the Advent season and I realized I was way behind. And I had done the leg. I loved it. And then I said, you know what? I'm just going to do a solid foot. So I changed course again. And then I just added these couple stripes at the end before I started my toe, just to make it more cohesive. Honestly, I love how they turned out. This part is usually all you see anyway, unless I'm running around the house, in which case, who cares that you see the foot? But I think they're cute anyway. I think they're adorable like this. I love that I did the red heel. I just think they're so cute. So, completed pair of Advent socks. These were my 2025 Christmas socks. I've not wore them yet. I did block them so they're nice and neat and ready to go. Got them all rolled up. One of these days I'm going to show you guys how I store all my socks, because they're adorable and they bring me joy every morning, because I do wear all of my hand knit socks. In fact, a couple are kind of getting worn through, which I love because I just keep making more. So those are ready to go. So that's Advent. Let's go ahead and talk about this random project that I added the other day. This literally took me like no time to knit up, and I was so excited about it. They are all the rage right now. I made myself a pair of sailor slippers, and if you have been paying any attention to all the knitting world, you know that everyone is making these right now. Fezzik, that's not yours. You chew on your bone. That's not yours. I love that if you just give him a second, he absolutely knows what you're saying. And he put the bone down because it's his sister's. Anyway, sorry. Hi, baby. I'm not mad at you. That's just not your bone. Okay? Look. This sweet boy. This is not yours, goofball. You're okay. All right. Oops, sorry. You're kind of precariously balanced here. Okay. Sailor slippers. So if you're paying attention, everyone and their brother is knitting these right now. Most people are using the drops. It's drop something. Anyway, I could not get a hold of it. And then I got to thinking and I was like, all I need is a 100% wool that's not superwash so it'll felt. Well, I've got a bunch of that because I've done several sweaters out of fisherman's wool from Lion Brand. And so I thought, you know what? And those colors will be perfect too. Are y'all ready for this? Look how stinking cute they are. They're like the fuzziest things. I actually had to take scissors. Gosh, should I take a picture? I hope I took a picture because I just went to town on these. They were so fuzzy when they got done felting. I will also insert a picture to show you how big they were. It's kind of ridiculous. But if you know anything about felting, or if you don't, you're about to learn this fun fact. It shrinks way down as it creates this. Oh, do you hear it? It's like still a tiny bit itchy. I will always wear socks in these, so it doesn't matter. But y'all, I'm obsessed. They're so stinking cute. It shrinks way down. And so you can see it does have some shaping. So this is the right foot and this is the left foot. Let me hold them up properly here. They're so cute. I'm obsessed. So you will notice right here, I did cut it. Again, if anyone has experience with felting things, let me know if this is going to hold up. My gut says it will. My gut says it'll be fine. But this part, here's my rec. If you decide to make these, pick up more stitches to do your I-cord than you think you need. Because I've read so many people's project pages, and that seems to come out tight. Oh, I have to stop touching them. It's gagging me. Does that happen to anyone else if you touch things that are like too scratchy or too, sometimes too soft? It'll gag me. Anyway, my husband makes fun of me. They are so cute, and I put them on. They are not completely dry. There's the tiniest bit of moisture still, especially when I just slipped them on. I'll show you the picture with my jeans, and they're just so cute. They're like little clogs. They're slippers, but they remind me of little clogs with my jeans. So when I was standing on them, I could feel there was still just a little bit of moisture. So I need to let them continue to sit out and dry. I ended up having to wash them 4 times on the hottest setting in my washer. I did put a towel in there with them to get some more agitation, but it took 4 washes, and that seems to be pretty common from reading through project pages. I actually found someone else who had used the fisherman's wool as well, and hers came out really fuzzy too, just like mine, so that might not be normal. But when I trimmed them down, I mean, they're so cute. I had to cut a lot of fuzz off though. And I just used scissors, like my regular sewing scissors, and just over a trash can. So that's my random project. I literally started it on Saturday night after dinner, and I had the first whole slipper minus weaving in ends and minus doing the I-cord edge. I had all of it done before I went to bed. So then in the morning, on Sunday morning, I woke up, got my coffee, did my normal morning stuff on a Sunday. And then I went ahead and I did the I-cord border and then started knitting the second sock or slipper. And I mean, I was able to weave in both ends, do the complete second one, finish that first one, and do all the washing all yesterday, Sunday. So yeah, they are a super quick project. They knit up so fast. It's US 11s, and I held worsted weight yarn double. So it's a huge gauge. I'm obsessed. I will be making more. I don't know if it'll be out of the Lions brand. I was thinking about getting possibly like some wool of the Andes from Knit Picks. Something. I'll find another non-superwash 100% wool and figure that out. out, but I might make more. I might make some for Christmas gifts for next year. I think that would be a really fun and different thing I could make for people. Maybe not a lot of people, but since they knit up so fast, and then I could wash them all together, right? So I could have multiple pairs. We'll see. Anyway, I'm very excited about that finished object. So that's all my FOs. Next, I'm going to talk about some whips. So I already talked about the Flash Forward Advent, and then I will show you this. This is the Felix sweater, which is a very popular sweater. Thousands have been knit. I am using Upcycle Alpaca blend in a worsted weight. This is from Knit Picks. You guys know I'm obsessed with Knit Picks. I've had this for a while. It was either last year or the year before during their $1, $3, and $5 sale. I got a bunch of different colors of this. I got some of the sport weight. I got all kinds of different things on that sale. But here's where we're at. I've already completed the yoke, and I am on the body. I've separated for sleeves. There's an armhole, but the sleeves are being held on one cord because it's what I had available. So both sleeves are being held on the same cord. If you use I have the Lantern Moon cords, and if you do the swivel cords, then you can just use a connector piece to connect them together into one loop with no needles on it. And it's a great way to hold your stitches. I do it a lot with the 16-inch just for one sleeve. But on this one, I just used a longer cable, and it's just on the inside of the sweater. It's actually really nice because it's keeping it cinched together out of the way while I knit on the body. So it's worked out really well. Look at my cute little marker. Please ignore my nails. They look absolutely horrendous. They need to be stripped and repainted. But man, I have been so hard at work. We took down Christmas over the weekend. I guess on Saturday? Yeah. We took down Christmas on Saturday. It was a group event, thank God, because it was a lot of work. And then I completely revamped this whole room. This is the room, my tree was right there. And this is like it's supposed to be the dining room, but it's become like my area. I don't know. So I've got my desk there. It's an old piano. Can you see it? And this shuts closed right there. This part right here, that it's like a writing desk, it closes. Not right now because I have a basket and a Bible in the way, but on a normal circumstance it would. So that is actually, oh no, it's not. I have one more project. I don't know. I'm getting all over the place. So what I was saying is about my nails. I worked my butt off in this room, and I purged like an entire trash bag of just random stuff. A bunch of makeup and stuff, because I have all my makeup is right here is where I get ready in the morning. There's just nowhere in my bathroom to like store that kind of stuff. And not a lot of times, my husband typically gets up before me, but there are times that I have to work and he's off. So he's sleeping in the bedroom. So I don't want to turn lights on and stuff in there. So it's just kind of worked out to do it out here. And there's a perfect spot for me to store all of it away. So anyway, so yeah, I've got my desk over there. I'm sitting at another desk, which is my sewing desk. And then I have a little like, I don't know, it's like a little medical table, enamel like medical table that I got at an antique store that has my makeup and stuff. This doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm telling you, but that's what this room is. There's wonderful lighting because this is a huge window and there's a giant window up there. And then the other side of the room that was my background before is all windows. So there's a ton of natural light out here. And so it's a great place to do all the things. Okay. My last whip that I have right now, and then I'm going to talk about some upcoming things. So I have decided, my husband recently discovered how much he likes wool socks. He got some, bought some, and he's been wearing them to work, and he's like, man, my feet like stay warm, but they don't get like sweaty, because they're absorbent and they're antimicrobial. He's like, I feel like my feet are healthier since I've been wearing wool socks. I'm like, hello, I could have told you all this years ago. That's why I wear wool socks, is because they breathe, but they keep you warm. They do all the things you want socks to do, right? So now that he's discovered that, and that's like all he's been wearing, especially in the fall and winter, but I think even in the summer probably at work because he has to wear like big work boots, you know? Anyway, we'll see. Maybe I'll make him some more cotton type. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. What I've decided, he has a birthday coming up on the 17th this month. So I am knitting him a pair of socks. This is out of Patton's Croy. I have to figure out what formula he needs. So this first pair is kind of it's not a full guess. I did math, right? Based on my gauge, because all my socks are knit the same way for the most part for myself. So based on my gauge and his shoe size, I did do math. So it's not a complete guess, but this is all I've started. I just started them today. But it is still a guess. So we'll see. If this first pair works out and they fit him well, my plan is for Christmas then, these will be for his birthday this month. Like at the end of next week. Like I've got to get a move on here. For Christmas, I'd like to gift him multiple pairs of socks that I've hand knit him since he is so loving of the wool now. So yeah, those are my whips. And then I have some really exciting things coming up. So first I want to share with you my Yarnable for this month. Y'all, if you've been here, you know. If not, I'm sure you already know about the Yarnable anyway, but Yarnable is a subscription, a monthly subscription that I'm in. And I have recently, here's the January. Oh, I should have warned you. Sorry. Maybe I threw up while warning. This is the January. It's called Chaos Coordinator. And I was just getting, for a while I was getting like the full skein and a 50. And then I started getting just the full skein and I did away with the extras. Well, I decided I missed it. And I have a bunch of these 50s and I thought, man, I could do like a whole project just with all these 50s, right? So I decided to up my subscription back to getting the 50 as well. So this is this month's 50. It's got a little bit of tonality, but it's just this beautiful gray to go with this gorgeous red. I'm so excited. And then I do get the extras. So this month, it's so cute. Like of all the months to start getting all the extras again, I picked a good one. So it's all about this chaotic, what was it called? Chaos Coordinator. So there was a pen that says, it's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. The strongest steel is forged in the fire of a dumpster. It's a pen. How cute is that? And then there's little dumpster fire, needle stoppers. There's this adorable pin. Is it gonna focus? There. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine into a dumpster on fire. And then there's a little keychain. It's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. Which I'll probably hang from, well, why won't it turn? I'll probably hang from like a project bag or something. It's so cute. Anyway, or I might take them to work. I'm probably gonna take the pen to work because it makes me laugh. So that is the Yarnable for January. Very excited to get those cast on. And then I just started a new subscription for me. I watched Jen Loves Yarn. Obsessed with her channel. She's so precious. And she has been getting the Farmer's Daughter Fiber Sock Squad. I don't know if last year was their first year or if they've been doing it for multiple years. I kind of feel like Edible Thoughts Makes has been doing that one for several years. I think I'm right on that. Anyway, she's another precious YouTuber. But this year it is called An Exploration of Color is what the theme is for the whole year. And what she said, if you're not already familiar, is each month is going to be a completely different color, but it's going to explore that color. So like the full skein and the mini will be in the same color, but like different versions of it or different levels of saturation or speckled versus tonal or whatever. It's going to explore all within that same color. And I just thought that sounded like so much fun. And I kind of like the idea of like different tones in the same color or speckles on speckles of one color, right? So it just sounded like it would be so much fun. So I was super excited to get it. If you've not gotten your January one, skip ahead, but here it is. This month is blue. And look at how beautiful. It is this gorgeous tonal. It's got so many tones of blue. This looks like water to me. Oh, I love it. And then it's like this periwinkle, like really pale blue is the mini. And this is a 20-gram mini, I think. I think that's right. And then if you ordered by a certain date, which is already passed, so you either got this or you didn't, you got the journal, which obviously I had ordered by that date. And it's got some really fun stuff in here. It tells you all about their year of socks, tells you what to expect again, which is what they had, you know, on the website. So throughout the year, there's going to be 3 different bases. So it tells you about those. We started out with the Highwood sock, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon. It is superwash. And it's 400 yards for the 100 grams. So that's what this one is. But throughout the year, it's going to be 3 different bases, which I think is really neat. And then she has room in here where you can like write about the bases or maybe write what you made. You can do all kinds of things. But I'm guessing right here is more about what you think of each base. So that like going forward, if she offers other things in that base, you'll know which ones you like the most or what things you liked making with each one or whatever. However you want to do it, it's your journal, right? You could totally do this on your own if you did not get the journal. Just put these in a blank journal. It also has a goal tracker, which I had downloaded the digital version of this because then it's easy to snap my little pictures of my finished socks on. This one just says to color in the skein once you've done that month. So I'll probably color it in blue once I've made these socks. And then I have this marked so that I cannot look ahead. So it shows you that January, this is the inspiration. Look how gorgeous. And then it's got the month down here so you can keep track of whatever you want. And then there's a section over here where it has deep winter and Highwood sock. So it has what the yarn was. It's got pattern ideas, notes, what pattern I use, and what needle size. So I can track. So I can for the whole year. So it's got it all in here. I did not look at the future months because I don't want to know. I love the surprise of opening the package each month. So I'm not looking ahead. And that's why I put this little thing on here so that I cannot look ahead. I would have to physically take that off. And I'll be very careful each month after my yarn arrives to just turn one page. But I just love that. I love that there's a way to track it so that you have record of the whole year. You hear them playing again. So yeah, I'm very excited about this whole year. I love the first month. It's going to be fun. The next thing, this is also an acquisition. And this is probably the last one I will talk about because we're already at 28 minutes and I can smell my rice cooking out there. I have to finish up dinner before the fam gets home. But I do want to talk about this book that I bought. It's a knitting book. It's knitting patterns. This is another very well-known. I have been eyeballing it. I've seen so many people. Emily Curtis has made, I think, a couple patterns out of here. A bunch of people online have made patterns out of here. And I just got an opportunity, so I'm going to make one. At least one, probably multiple. But I got Moosh and Friends. You guys, look how cute all these little animals are. So this is by Cynthia Valet. Oh my gosh, they are just so stinking cute. So we have some friends we have a couple of local friends who have each just had their first grandchild this past year. Well, one of them is about to have their second grandchild. So this sweet little boy is about to get a baby sister. And this is all public knowledge. They've put it on Facebook and everything, so it's okay. Also, I'm not saying their names. But I made hats, sweaters, and socks. You hear the rice cooker? The rice is done. Sorry, it'll stop beeping in a second. And then there's nothing I need to do. I just have to go fluff it and then wait for the family to get home. But anyway, I made both of the boys. They're in two completely separate families. They're just good friends. The moms are actually like best friends. And then the grandmas are good friends. And the grandmas are friends with me. Okay. I made both of those sweet boys a sweater, a hat, and some socks when they were born. And so now little sister is going to get a cardigan, which I'm very excited about. I do have the yarn for it. It's in that basket. You can't see it, but it's right there. I'll talk about that once I start the project. Yeah, I'm going to make little sister a cardigan. And then I am going to make one of these animals. I think it's going to be Moosh, which is the bear. This little guy. Look how cute he is. Look at him. And look at his little overalls. Oh my gosh. But they're all adorable. Look at the pig. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 different animals in here. And they're just so cute. And this book is precious to look through. So she introduces each and every character. She gives you a whole bio about him. So he also has pajamas. Look how cute with all the buttons. Look at his tiny head with his big body. He's just so cute. So I'm leaning towards Moosh. And plus Moosh for Mav. His name's Maverick. But yeah, so it gives a little bio on each character. It's just, and then it goes into, I mean, there's like lessons. Look at Aggie. Look at her. She's so cute. Look at her little woolly vest. Oh my gosh. They even have little accessories. Everything you're seeing in these pictures, they have the instructions in here of how to make. So even the little accessories, you guys. Look at that little bag. I might have to make the little bag for whoever I make. Just because it's so cute. Oh, look at Horatio. The donkey. Look at him. Look at his bag. Look at his overalls. And his little, is that a hat? I don't know. It looks like a little hat. Yeah. It's like a beanie with his ears sticking through it. I mean, this stuff is just so stinking cute. The little pig, look, has a cable knit sweater and these little colorwork pants. Y'all. Now, I'll do colorwork on something tiny like this that just has to fit this creature, right? Because I can shove that in there. I won't do them on socks. They have to go on my feet because it makes me mad. Anyway. Every one of the characters, oh, there's actually more than that because there's little ducks and stuff that aren't on the cover. So there's more than, I just can't. Look at, you brush out the fur or the yarn on his head so it's purposefully all fuzzy like he's balding or something. I'm just obsessed. Look at the cute little, for the techniques cover, look. It's like they're all sitting together like, just go learn your techniques and then come back and join us. Just adorable. So yeah, it goes through all the techniques you need. It talks about stuffing them, talks about how to do the faces. Look, it shows how to brush out his little head. And then it is separated and then it goes into the patterns for each animal. It has all their clothes. I mean, it is very thorough. It's well written out. So easy to follow. I'm just so excited. So I have talked ad nauseum about that, but I am going to be making a Moosh or one of his friends for Maverick. And then his little sister is going to get a cardigan. And I just love the idea of that. The new baby gets some kind of a sweater and probably a hat. Although she's going to be born in, I think, July. She's either due in June or July. August, September, October. So I'm doing the 3 to 6 month. Oh, I have like dry skin on my nose. I'm sorry. I promise it's just dry skin. I've been dealing with it all day. I keep putting lotion on it. Sorry, I got distracted. I love the idea of doing like a hat and a sweater or a cardigan or something for the new baby because it's really more for the parents, right? And then older siblings. I always loved, well, always. I've had 2 children. When I had my second child, when people would show up with things for my first child, it warmed my heart because, I mean, he was just this little guy, right? Granted, he was older. Maverick will be like a year and a half. and Dane was 3 when his little brother was born. But it warmed my heart because you just have these weird feelings, I did at least, with your second child of like, what about my first? He's my baby, right? It all works itself out. Your heart grows in love, and it's wonderful. But I do remember it meant so much to me when people got things for my older child and not just for the new baby. So that's my plan, is when second babies are born, they get gifts, but first baby gets something too, right? And I still want it to be something knitted because that's what I do. My dog is back wanting more attention and love. Hi, sweet baby. All right. I think that's all I've got for you guys. I have so many plans for this year. I made a Make 9 and then immediately started making plans for other items I also want to make. So I'm pretty sure the entire Make 9 is going to change. But the Felix is one of the things. So at least I'm working on one thing off my Make 9. If you're not familiar with that, I'll talk about it in future episodes when I talk about what my actual Make 9 is going to be. But I already know it's changing. I have yarn that was supposed to be here the other day. It didn't come. Hopefully it gets here soon. I'm not in a big rush for it because I'm not going to be casting it on immediately anyway. But I have so many projects coming up this year that I'm very excited about. So if you're not already subscribed, please take a moment to subscribe below. And I hope that you'll continue to join me because this year is going to be exciting in my knitting world, at least. It already is. I've already completed the absolute cutest slippers, which there'll be more of those probably. So yeah, it's going to be fun here, guys. Oh, he's standing on the back of my chair. What are you doing? So yes, thank you for being here. I hope that you'll subscribe and come back. I try to do weekly or bi-weekly. We'll see as all these projects unfold. But take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Let me know what you are working on, even if it's not knitting. Whatever thing is sparking your interest and your creativity going into this new year. And let me know what else you have going on going into this new year. I would love to hear it and connect with you. So thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go pay some attention to this guy and this little girl back here who are begging for my attention because I've been at work all day, and finish getting dinner ready and then enjoy my evening with my family. So take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.